Hello? Okay. At least I can hear. uh, 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 I don't know if my chat works. It's kind of black. Let me test. Let's see. No one has said anything, so meanwhile, okay, let's put that there and see if it pops up here. Oh, I can see it right there, but it doesn't show up on the widget itself. How do I reload a widget? I don't know how to reload a widget. I love that it immediately starts giving me shit for not being on my PC for like a fucking 2-day period. Immediately, like, whining at me about it. Okay, and Bear is also messaging on Twitch, but I can't see your things at all. Okay, let me see if I can restart this chat thing. There we go. Okay. Something's happening. Okay. Now I can see YouTube chat. Now how do I see? I'm hearing myself as well. Okay, I can see YouTube chat now. Can't see Twitch though. But I can see YouTube. Okay. I guess I'll figure it out later. I can see YouTube chat, I think. So that's a start. I'll just probably need to update this whatchamacallit widget thingy at some point because I haven't done so in a little bit. Oh, and it's glitching out like crazy. Okay, cool. If you want me to see your chattings, send them through YouTube, please. Because my thing is fucking up. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I'll update my OBS in a little bit. We'll figure out the comments properly tomorrow. But yeah. Let me get my thingy so that people who are over on Twitch's side are confused. Why is meemee not responding to our messages? They will see. let's write it here. Get my tablet out. My chat widget is busted. I can only see YT comments. Move to YouTube if you want me to read your comments. There you go. I feel like that's pretty effective, right? Because I can't see which chat comments right now for some reason. I'll figure it out. Probably just because I didn't update OBS. It was asking me to update it, but I didn't feel like it right now. Anyway, hello. I have returned from Japan. It was a 2.5-week trip. We had 5 people there. And it was a lot of fun. And I got some funny stories and whatever to share from my trip. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm a little bit like dizzy from jet lag. So yeah. Google has apparently started secretly downloading 4 gigabit Gemini Nano AI models on people's... Oh, fuck. Imagine if people had the option to opt out. Nobody would be interested in Google shit, so they have to force it down people's throats so that they will get some kind of data for the testing. Anyway, I have a lot of things to go over, so I'm gonna try to go over things in an orderly fashion, which is to say, in an order. Trying to stay hard to stay awake for at least an hour. Yeah, that makes sense. We all had a pretty rough experience in terms of the return flights. Kuono and I had a very different rough experience than Char and Bear, who had the opposite rough experience. So yeah, it was kind of tough. But yeah, anyway, Japan adventure. So for anyone who is not in the know, which is probably no one, I have a lot of trouble. Relaxing during vacation, because all I end up doing is work, responding to work emails and whatever, the whole vacation. So I need to go somewhere where I'll be completely distracted throughout the entire trip. And Japan is definitely one of those places. It's very effective at it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Japan, just getting out of the house is generally the way for me to relax, I guess. So, Kuono and I were like the first adventurers on this trip, because Char and Bear went on a different airline, and because of that, we didn't go in the same plane. They were coming all the way from like the other Europe. And Kuona and I were going from Finland. And we met up at the airport, and it didn't take, well, we had a little bit of extra time because we went there very early to make sure that we would go on the plane on time. And we had our bags, and we had to wait a little bit until we could put our bags in the bagging machine that absorbs the bags and teleports them to Japan somehow. It was not that bad. We just sat down for a moment and talked about Pokemon cards. And from there, we went to the lounge area, and we actually met Char and Bear over there. And it was like a little meeting moment, but Kuono and I, our plane left like a little bit before Char's and Bear's, I think. And because of that, we were soon getting ready to go on the plane, and then it was plane time. Kuono and I got one of the legendary seats, which is to say, it was like this, where the 3 seats are in a row like this. And Kuono and I got a row where there was 1 empty seat. So we had the 3 row to ourselves. So I actually had some leg room, which is very good because my legs are very long. And there were electric outlets underneath the thingies, the chairs. The movies on the plane sucked. There were some okay movies, but there was an issue. There was like English like voice acting in the movies, but then there was like fucking Japanese or Chinese in the in the most confusing case, Chinese subtitles only, and they were like hard fucking baked into the movie, so they were just there all the fucking time. So I generally speaking, when I go on planes, I like to have English subtitles on the movies, even if I'm listening to it in English, because there's a lot of noise in a plane. Like a lot of noise. Like the air conditioning is super loud. So I was like, would be nice to have English subs, but nope, Chinese. Fucking figure it out, idiot. So most of the trip I just had some random movie going. I had the headphones or like in one ear, and I was just playing Monster Hunter for the trip. I had Generations Ultimate still on my Steam Deck, so I played that basically the whole trip. Then we arrived to Japan after fucking 14 hours. 14 hours of this shit. It's not fun. It is such a... I hate flying so much. such a bad time. Not a good time whatsoever. Okay. We go to Japan. Kuono has a Suica card that he hasn't used since the last trip we went to Japan. Suica card is basically the Japanese version of train card that we have here in Finland. It's like this. It doesn't actually have a picture of a watermelon, even though Suica means watermelon in Japanese. But it's written with a K instead of. It's got like a penguin on the art for some reason, like this. Kuono had a Suica that hadn't been used in over 9 years. So we were a little bit unsure on whether if it would work or not, but according to our calculations, it should still work, because apparently the Suica cards don't get deactivated if it's a personal Suica, which is like a private card that you pay a little bit for, and it has your name on it and whatever. If you have a personal Suica, it's supposed to last 10 years. If you don't use it for 10 years, then it under 9 years old. If you don't use it for 10 years, then it deactivates. But Kuono's thing was like 9 years and a little bit over. And we went to the automat and it worked. And we had a good laugh about it, and we're like, okay, this is going to be a surprisingly easy trip at the airport, because at the very place that we dropped out of, like 20 meters from where we were, was a place where we could get traveling sims. So for anyone who hasn't ever traveled outside of Europe, your phone, like internet connection and whatever, gets extremely expensive if you use your normal like service provider and whatever abroad. So generally speaking, people usually get either an eSIM, which is like a digital version of an alternate SIM card, or a physical SIM card for that country. Sorry, my voice is kind of fucked still from the flight, so I might be coughing a little bit during the stream. But yeah, the SIM cards were right there, and Kuono and I swapped ours immediately, and it was nice. And I also was requested by Shar and Arcade, who was still not here, to get an extra SIM card for them, because they are fucking pussy babies who can't do anything by themselves, so they needed mommy to do it for them. So mommy, Mae-mae has to be mommy times 1. I specifically, before we went on this trip, stated to these clowns that I don't want to play mommy for them. If I have to, there will be repercussions. And I also specifically said that I'm not going to be a tourist guide for you clowns. So I'm going to go where the fuck ever I want to go. And you can come with me, or you can not come with me. It's all up to you. This is called foreshadow. You'll find out why. Either way, I got these things. Kuono and I got ones too. And we went to the house. Took us like 40 minutes to get there. House is a 2-story building. 2 stories. It's big. It's like a box, like this. And like this. There's a door right here. You can go in through it. This is more accurate than you might think in shape. It was alright. Kind of dirty. But otherwise alright. Miles better than the fucking shithole that we had last time. So no complaints. Hours pass. Kuono and I sit around on the sofa. And we look at the clock. And we're like, wait, didn't Char's and Bear's plane arrive only like a couple, like maybe 20-30 minutes after ours? And it's like 6 p.m. or something. And I'm like, because Bear, he's like,
I am always very prepared, so I have gotten an eSIM in advance because I did not have an eSIM last time.
this is gonna be my Bear voice for this trip, by the way. So he's got an eSIM because that's what he did last time he was there. And I make the joke that, oh, I bet they fucked the eSIM up somehow. I bet they fucked the eSIM up, didn't they? At like 7 or something. At like 7 or something. The 2 idiots scramble inside, fucking drenched in sweat. Looking like they've been through like a fucking washing machine. And the first thing that comes out of Char's mouth is, the eSIM didn't work. So this man, in his infinite wisdom, got a different phone since the last time. And he didn't check if his phone even supports an eSIM, because he's a dumbass. So he bought an eSIM for over 10,000 yen or something. That doesn't work. So I'm like, do you need mommy to get you a SIM card? See where this is going. The next day, we went to pick up Arcade at the airport because he is also very helpless. And he doesn't trust that he can make it, even with Google Maps, to the house without mommy holding his hand. So we go to the airport to pick up Arcade. Man looks like a tourist, wearing like a fucking Squirtle shirt or something. Maybe it was Snorlax. And we go pick up a proper SIM card that works for Bear. I pick up a visitor Suica, like a tourist Suica, for Arcade. And we go home. We go visit a book off. And I find some cute mangers. But the Mae-mae mommy counter on the screen permanently. Squirtle was, yeah. Squirtle was the shirt. I found some nice manga. I even made some impulse purchases of things that I just look nice, and overall it was pretty fun, cool as well. So vacation starts. Oh no, I didn't do that because Bear, he's very concerned with his security or whatever online. He doesn't know how to swap his SIM card. So Kuono had to basically do it for him. So yeah. Fine. The next day, I'm like, I want to go shopping. Because I've been to Tokyo multiple times. I don't give a shit about the sights. I've seen them. I don't care. The only place that is like sightseeing kind of oriented that I want to go to is the Yoyogi Park. Because there's a shrine there and I like to buy protective charms or whatever from there. But mostly, I'm in Japan to do some shopping. I want to go to Akihabara to buy a bunch of shit. So we go to Akiba, this time with Arcade with us as well. And we get to Akiba, we go around, go to a bunch of card stores to look at Pokemon cards. The prices are crazy. I couldn't afford anything that I wanted. There was a Shining Gyarados for 200,000 yen. And it was in like shit shape too. It wasn't even in good condition. It was 200,000 yen, which is like 1,200 euro. So, because my budget for the trip was 1,000 euro, yeah, that was out of budget, unfortunately. And I didn't really see anything cheaper than that either. Japan has its own market when it comes down to Pokemon cards that is completely separate from the Western world's market. So Japanese cards in the West might be way cheaper than they are in there. So I think I'll stick to getting my Japanese vintage from here. And I decided that I'm instead gonna just get some modern. But that wasn't really a topic for this day. So we go around Akiba, wandering around, going from store to store. Bear I'm like, here. Bear's like, that the rule there. Bear's like,
Why is everyone following Mae-mae? We could split up and do other things too instead of just going to card stores and looking at managers. Why is everyone following Mae-mae?
and I'm like, I literally told you that you can do whatever you want. You're a big grown man and you can go by yourself.
No, I'm here with people, so I want to be with people. But I don't want to do this thing that we're doing right now.
And I'm like this. And I'm like, I don't know. Why is everyone following Mae-mae? They don't need to follow Mae-mae. In fact, I would appreciate if they didn't follow Mae-mae. Because Mae-mae wants to do Mae-mae things. without hearing,
I'm kind of hungry. Is anyone else hungry? I want to go eat something.
when I want to look at Pokemon cards. So Mae-mae has to be mommy again. To take every loser's opinions into account. So we go around, find some place to eat, we have some food. Okay. And go around a little bit more. And basically day over. I got a bunch of Nendroids. And I couldn't find Kanna. Kanna was one of my target Nendroids for the trip, but I'm gonna spoil this right away. I didn't find her, which is a tragedy. I wish I did though. I got introduced to a new VTuber when I saw a Nendroid based on them in the whatchamacallit. We went to Ami Ami, which is a store that sells a bunch of different figurines. There was a wall of like secondhand Nendroids, and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of interesting stuff here. And I found a Nendroid called Noja Loli Oji-san. There's a lot of conflicting words here, such as Loli and Oji-san in the same sentence. And apparently, there were 4 VTubers in before the time that VTubing was a thing. When this was during the time of Kizuna Ai. So if you know any, like a very OG VTuber, Kizuna Ai is generally considered like the ancestor of all VTubing. And alongside Kizuna Ai, Kizuna Ai was one of the 4 heavenly kings, the Shitenno of Japanese like primordial VTubing. And one of those 4 heavenly kings was the Noja Loli Oji-san. Noja, for anyone wondering what the fuck this is, because I think people probably know what these mean. Noja is it's a speech suffix that characters in manga and anime from I think it's a Kansai dialect, or maybe an Osaka dialect. Either way, it's a dialect. Old women say noja at the end of sentence. When they say some kind of sentence, they end it with noja. It's kind of like how cat girls say nya at the end of a sentence, right? And Noja Loli is a character archetype because Japanese people like their fucking million-year-old cum vampire lolis to speak like a grandma. Because that's cute, I guess. Oji-san, though, is a part of this sentence that you wouldn't expect because this VTuber is just a fucking middle-aged man who happens to have an avatar that's just a little girl. And apparently his streams mostly consisted of him telling everyone about how he hates the world and everything in it. And he made like some video games and game dev stuff and whatever on stream. Like very nerdy stuff. And people really liked him. He had like a very strange sense of humor. I don't think he still streams. But it was very interesting to find out about this person. I watched a couple of YouTube clips. I wouldn't necessarily say that this VTuber is particularly like modern VTubing interests friendly. So like don't expect them to be like insanely hilarious or anything. They have a very their own kind of energy. But when there's a sentence of Noja Loli Oji-san, I have to know what the fuck this is about. So I got a beat like an Nendroid of him. Which is fucking fantastic. And I love that the it's not even a character name. It's just a description of what this person is. It's like they have like this cute little fox girl character, and it's not even the character's name. It's just this is an old man, which is great. Japanese like this kind of deadpan humor. It's pretty good. I found some manga. I didn't really get a whole lot in terms of doujins on the first go. Maybe like one Cagliostro or something that I kind of haphazardly picked out of Mandarake, the Mandarake complex in Akihabara. We didn't really go into the Mandarake complex that deeply on the first day. People were kind of tired and whatever. Okay, cool. We get to the home place. I don't know if this was exactly the day or maybe a couple days after. And Char is on the sofa. And she's like, Mae-mae, I have fumbled. And I'm like, oh, what a surprise. Char sits on the sofa and she's like, oh, I got this fucking reservation. I got this fucking reservation at the Muscle Girl bar in Ikebukuro, which is basically a bar where you get wasted and muscular women beat the shit out of you. Okay. To each their own. Char is distressed because Char forgot to bring the printed version or the entry pass that she printed out. Or it was lost on the trip or something. Either way, she did not have it anymore. And I'm like sitting on the chair while Char is speaking. Let's put her at this like action perspective. This is like Char from behind. And I'm here, sitting on a chair. Let's change the eyes to be correct. While Char is yapping about her issue and trying to fucking make a coherent sentence in an attempt to not sound like a moron while she's speaking. And I just listen to this, and everything, the only thing that is going through my head at this point is like, oh, do we live in like the 1800s or something? What the fuck is Char talking about? So I asked her a question. So what? You didn't get like a digital receipt for it? And Char's like, opens her phone. What a surprise. There's a PDF file with the QR code on. Wow, Mae-mae, you're a genius. No, I'm not. It's just that there seemed to be like some kind of a fucking gravity well in this space that seems to fucking drain out people's IQs. Because this is probably some of the stupidest things that I've heard on this trip. And I'm just like sitting here having to be mommy. Again. To tell Char that, did you know your phone can store data on it. And this didn't really even like there was no like thought process whatsoever in this fucking endless snout that maybe we don't live in a fucking paper age anymore. What the fuck are you even printing it out in the first place? You have it on your phone. And she's like, oh, I have it on my phone. Yeah, you do. Mae-mae, you have saved me like my adventure. And I was like, fuck. Just sitting there, like, just the life slowly like draining from my eyes. Thought was had, exactly. And Char's day was saved. And I'm at this point I'm like, you fuckers actually need to start paying some kind of fumbler tax for how much like asses I have to wipe here. For you grown ass adults to start like basic thought processes. So the next day, Bear is like,
so what are we gonna do today?
and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I will go look for more managers and Pokemon cards. And Bear's like,
oh, I see. I don't know if I want to do that.
And I don't remember where the fuck Bear and Char went. I don't remember if they came with us. But either way, we went to Ikebukuro with Arcade, Kuono, and I. And we went around for a while, got some managers. I found some additions to series that I've been collecting. Let me turn on the light. For a while now. Are you? Yeah, I'm holding my nose when I'm doing it. Yes. So we went to Ikebukuro, went around, had some food. Throughout this entire fucking trip, Arcade has like no ability to connect a place and a name whatsoever. So when we go to Akihabara, he's like, oh, we went to Ikebukuro. When we go to Ikebukuro, oh, we went to fucking, well, I don't fucking know, Haneda Airport. And let's give him a map that's upside down. He has like no fucking idea where we are at any point. But he's well behaved, so it's okay. And he can't pronounce the names of places for shit. Even though he hears me say it multiple times, it was like Akihabara or something like that was Akihabara. And then the next day it was Akibahara. So not good with the foreign names. And, but he was well behaved, so it's okay. He's such a fucking gaijin. Going to Akibahara, had to have a good time. Either way, we buy some managers. Arcade is trying to find an art book for Made in Abyss, but unfortunately, no luck. There was a very pretty art book for the Made in Abyss anime that I got. last time I was there, and Arcade really wanted one for himself as well, but unfortunately we couldn't find one. We had a nice little session in a Pokemon card store where they have these cards in like these showcase windows with a bunch of cards on the stands like this. And I had a little session of teaching Buono and Arcade how to ask for the whatchamacallit, the store clerks to open it up so that they can pick out cards that they like. And Buono learned it quickly, and he was pretty confident with it. Arcade had to took some convincing, but then he would like awkwardly sort of point at it and mumble something. And luckily the Japanese people, they're very nice, so they're like, okay, I think I understand what you want. And they would guide him to the showcase, and he would just point with his finger at what he wants. And it went pretty well. And he got some compliments for his Squirtle shirt. He had that turbo weave energy going. And people were like the thing is though, that the Japanese are like, Zenigame kawaii, because Zenigame is the name of Squirtle in Japanese. But Arcade doesn't know that. So he doesn't understand when people are complimenting his shirt unless they are literally pointing at it and going, kawaii. So he's just like here in his Squirtle shirt, while people are giving him compliments, and he's just like, I don't know what this noise is all about. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. And got some Pokemon cards. Char decided to make a like first generation binder collection where she gets all 151 of the first Pokemon in the old card forms. Kuono was looking for Dratinis. And Bear was just looking for whatever he liked, some Pokemon that he liked. I decided to change my target to Iono, also known as the Porn Girl, in later episodes. Or Nanjamo, as she is called in Japanese. There was like an inside joke that Arcade and Kuono and I had, that we kind of have to find. I don't actually remember what her fucking hairstyle is like. I need to actually look this up. There she is. She's got such fucking nonsense hair that I need to look this up. So she's got like a bow here. She's a gym leader from the newest Pokemon games. We obviously don't know that because we don't play that trash. But even though the games are shit, the character designs are still great. She's got jagged teeth. And she's kind of smug all the time. And she has this big, weird outfit. And she's very popular in doujinshi because she's a smug girl who is kind of a moron. So people love making porn of her where she gets like comeuppance of some kind. So I changed my target for the trip to be Iono Pokemon cards. And to my delight, I found some expensive ones as well. Because I like feeling like my collection has some kind of value. So I decided to go looking for Nanjamo instead of the expensive vintage. Because I can get that over here too. These are like magnetons. They kind of look like cocks now. But that's pretty accurate, honestly, with how much dick she's eating in a lot of comic books. So it kind of became like an Iono trip for me. She became like my meme target. So for the like next few days, as Arcade and Buono and I went around, we would look for stuff featuring Iono, Pokemon cards, doujinshi, figures, stuff like that. And yeah, we had to find Iono cards to be in the Iono Waifu Club, and Kono ended up getting his first Iono trainer card as well, yeah. So we went around a bunch and found a bunch of Iono. I found a bunch of like doujins of her as well. It took a while, but once we started finding them, they started sort of popping up a lot. And Arcade was very jealous because my Iono porn was more abundant than his. Because the difference between us is that there's like, when you go into a store with a bunch of doujinshi, there might be like this is like a kilometer long little thing. Well, they're not actually kilometer long, but they feel like it. And it's just full of these thin booklets that are all horny as shit. And when there's like a lot of them, what the Japanese people usually do is that if it's original works, so it's not parody of any particular franchise, they do like the circle name, which is basically like a mini publisher, like basically a group of people who purchase together and there's like a little divider here that says circle ass, and then all the works that have been published by this group of people are here. But then if if we go to the parody section, then it's divided by the series. And Arcade doesn't read any Japanese. So when I see, oh, it says Pokemon over there, I sneak my way over there and I go through all of them. And I pick up all the Ionos. And I'm like, look at this haul. And he's like, is there any more? And I'm like, no, I took them all. He's like, shit. He's like shell-shocked, like a veteran who has been to the Great Iono War, and he has not come out victorious, unfortunately. But he did find some good Ionos in the end, and he actually made a really good Iono find. And I ended up getting that one as well. But all in all, pretty fun. The location that we were, or the town that we were at, was pretty nice. There was a big ass shopping mall right next to our place, and there was like a food court there, so we could test out a bunch of different kinds of Japanese food, and it was pretty fun. Tested out a bunch of things, and there was fucking Japanese curry. It's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. Also, Japanese food is like very simple in the sense that they don't have a lot of like preservatives and bullshit like that. So my stomach isn't really upset over the trip. Because my stomach is usually upset over fucking everything. So it was pretty nice. Tried a bunch of different things. For example, unagi, which is eel. Like fish that they put on top of rice like this. This is rice right here, and it's kind of interesting. They usually serve it in these boxes. We didn't get a box though, which was kind of cringe. We went to Akihabara again for another trip because I wanted to get some unagi, and we went to a place, and the girl who was making it, she had like an open fire grill, and she had the unagi on like these like sticks, and she would like turn it over and baste it with like this little brush for like some kind of seasoning. And then she would sprinkle like use like one of those cans that you sprinkle plants with water, spray cans, and she would spray the water steam on the unagi while it was over the open fire. Very interesting to watch. It was so soft, like insanely soft. Like even the bones, the fish bones, are just like butter, just melts in your mouth. Tasted like fish though, normal fish. 6 out of 10. Wasn't that good, but it was interesting. It was an interesting experience, and I can say that I have tested out, because unagi is hyped a lot. Like a lot of anime and whatever, always like, oh, unagi is like the best, like big sort of big bucks fish. That's not a vegetable. That's a fucking cognac jelly block. But yeah, unagi, a little bit underwhelming. But you know, I had it, so I can say that I have had it. I got a bunch of Ionos, nice Iono cards, and I'll probably get them graded at some point. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm broke. And this was like day 3. I had like 7,000 yen left or something, maybe a little bit more, and Mae-mae is broke, so I had to withdraw some more money. Them waifus do be expensive in Japan. But yeah, let's do a little second layer here. Let's copy this message though, so if anyone's sending a message or chats on Twitch, there we go. So I'm like, okay, fucking okay. I kind of had a feeling it would happen, but you know. Char not getting you birthday. Oh, well, since you mentioned it, there was this fucking thing that annoyed me so much. Bear and Arcade especially did this every now and then. Is that they have like no spatial understanding of anything that isn't in front of their eyes. So if it's like not, they're like fucking Metal Gear Solid NPCs, and they had this like conal vision, and that it only goes this far. And if you're not within this, there is like anything that is over here is like invisible to them. They can't sense it, they can't hear it, they can't like nothing. Bear is like extra bad with this, but Arcade has it too for sure. And in Japan, there's a lot of people all the time going somewhere, and especially in stores where the layout might be like this, where there's like showcase boxes and stuff like this, and the corridors are pretty thin and whatever, and you're sort of supposed to sort of go around and keep moving, so unless you find something you really want, so that you're not blocking the way from other people who might actually want something. But Bear and Arcade, especially Bear, just love to just stand in the way like this, and there's like a fucking massive queue of people behind them. And just this was just standing in the way and sort of like looking around awkwardly and like doing nothing, buying nothing, wasn't even planning on buying anything to begin with. It's just window shopping and blocking everyone's way. Whenever I get customers like this at conventions, I'm so fucking mad. It's so frustrating. I can't just be like, can you please fuck off from my table? Because it's like, people don't usually want to queue for a long time, or they think that, okay, there's someone else here, so I probably shouldn't come in right now, and that might lead to them like forgetting to buy the thing that you would have wanted as the seller, to like, you know, get them, because that's my livelihood. So this happens so fucking many times, and I'm just like, I was promised that I don't have to be ashamed of you guys. I was promised. So I have to like constantly be like, Bear, if you're not gonna do anything, exit the store. Or Bear, keep moving. Or don't stand in the middle of the corridor where everyone's trying to walk. So Mae-mae has to be mommy again. We had one time when we went to the food court during one of the final days, and Bear was like eating. So it was a day when Kuono and Arcade and I went shopping together, and we went to eat at a table. And Bear walks by us, sits to like a table, like one table over from us. Never notices that we're right there. Arcade walks like a meter behind him and takes a photo of the back of his head with his camera, and then walks out. And Bear didn't notice, and I'm like, it was really interesting. We got some like a picture of some invasive species invading the local wildlife, and Bear's like, what are we talking about? And then Char bursts out laughing when she realizes that in the chat there's just a fucking photo of Bear's back, like the back of Bear's head. And he's like eating something, and he has like no fucking idea that someone was there. Spatial awareness, very good for you. Japan is a country where there's a lot of people, and people are used to being like efficient with their time. So don't fucking congest every place with your gaijin energy, please. So yeah, I got 2 Nihongo Jozus over this trip, both at Pokemon card stores. We went into this one place that had Pokemon cards for like 80 million yen, a little bit out of my budget, but the people in there were very talkative, and we had a nice conversation about vintage Pokemon cards and stuff like that. And I asked them, Do Japanese people do like trades, or do these stores like buy Pokemon cards? So like, for example, if I want something that's out of my budget and I want to sell a Pokemon card so that I can afford it, is that like a thing? And they explained to me that no, in Japan they don't really trade or buy like at the stores themselves. So if you want to sell your cards, you have to go to a specifically Pokemon card purchasing kind of business. So very interesting. Got some Nihongo Josus because I was able to converse with them in Japanese as well. Because the owner of the store, he had like an assistant who spoke very fluent English. And when I started talking Japanese to the store owner, they were like, "Oh," which was pretty funny. And then in a different Pokemon card store, there were people who were like, "Oh, that's a cute shirt, the Squirtle shirt," and I was like, "What is Squirtle's name in Japanese?" And they were like, "Oh, it's Zenigame," and I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." And I explained to Arcade that the town that we were in was called Kameari, and Kame means like turtle shell. That's why the Master Roshi's house in Dragon Ball is the Kame house because there's the turtle shells and whatever all over the place. So Blastoise is Kamex in Japanese. It's like Shell X, I guess, because it's cool. I guess. And I explained to them that Blastoise is Arcade's favorite Pokemon, so he likes the evolution line. And I got some Nihongo Josus as well. And Arcade and Arcade and Kuono got free Korean Pokemon cards, or Chinese Pokemon, no, Korean Pokemon cards, for writing a positive Google review of the store. So if you ever go to a store in Japan, the staff was very friendly. If you ever go to a store in Japan, and you see that Kuono has left a review about it, that's the place that we went to. I don't remember the name of the place though anymore, but I'm sure you can find it on Google reviews. Yeah. I mean, we were like when Bear walked by us, we would literally like turn our heads in tune with as he was walking, and he would just not notice. Anyway, so yeah, we also went to Nakano Broadway, which is a big shopping mall that kind of specializes in secondhand stuff, which is pretty cool. Like there was a lot of like old vintage stuff there. And I found a Konata Nendroid from Lucky Star, the original one. So yeah, it was a good find. Remember the story of the TV salesman? Oh yeah, I'll get to that. That was like sort of towards the latter half of the trip. But I can confidently say that if I hadn't been there to speak Japanese to people, this would have been a fucking weirdly awkward trip. Because none of these people who went to Japan with me spoke any Japanese. Kuono understands it, doesn't speak it. Arcade doesn't have any fucking idea if it's not America. He only speaks America. Bear, no fucking idea. He doesn't even know how to use fucking Google Maps, so he can't go anywhere by himself. So he has to fucking go with someone all the time. And Char, no fucking idea. But yeah, we'll get to that. I got a Konatan Android. I had a good haul. I had a good haul of things at Nakano Broadway for sure. And oh yeah, the day before I found some like a hentai like compilation manga by Fan no Hitori, which is he's like a fucking lunatic. I'm very happy to find some like crazy nonsense hentai in Japan, because if you don't get like crazy nonsense hentai, like what the fuck were you even doing there? Unfortunately, we couldn't find Charlotte's asshole for Amico. And we did find some doujins about Charlotta, but they were like kind of like those weird ones where it's about defiling innocence, you know, those kinds that are very popular in Japan. And that's not really, no. We want something funny that is all about her asshole, otherwise it's not good enough. So we left the Charlottas back in Japan. I found some good Cagliostros. Uncle Cag is a great character, and I even found some Medusa doujins, and they were all about girl kissing, which was great. So I finally started finding some good doujins as well. And Medusa is also a character from Granblue Fantasy, for anyone wondering. Good Nightmare. And all throughout this fucking trip, I'm plagued by this fucking weird ad on my phone. So I would usually watch like YouTube shorts or whatever for like a couple hours before I go to bed. Arcade usually fell asleep immediately as soon as we went into the bedroom. He would just touch the pillow and he's already choking on his own tongue. So I would watch YouTube shorts and I would get these fucking weird ads that I don't even know if I can describe. There's like a nun character who is drawn like this purposefully funny deformed way, like an anime character, and she's crawling and she's saying nothing but chowayo, and like stupid shit is happening. Like she's getting yelled at by a finger, or she's trying to do math but she does it wrong and explodes into atoms or something, or she's trying to cross a river so they need multiple of the chowayos to go over it, and they get swept by the river, and they do the chair game where music plays and the chair is there and they crawl around the chair and say chowayo, and then one of them jumps on the chair and the other one stumbles away, hits another pile of chairs, and they explode and they start turning into other characters. I'm like, what the fuck is this brain rot? And it turned out to be the best gacha game in the universe. I've been trying to find the ads for this shit, but I haven't been able to, because I think it was because I had a Japanese SIM card, so it was giving me ads for Japanese people. Let me see if I can find this is the creature, but well, God, these are so fucking weird. This is like some inside meme apparently made by the community. So let me show you guys what this shit is all about. The videos are like something. The videos are like this. There's just these fucking crawling nuns making this weird noise. They're literally just this, and then the logo of the game pops up, which is fucking weird. And I'm just sitting by and being like, what the fuck is happening? What is this shit? Let's see. They're like this. They don't feel like official ads at all. They feel like shit posting. The ads are literally exactly like this. Yeah, and then fucking, because I would always watch the ads because I would just have to be like, what the fuck is this shit? And Arcade would start sort of leaning over my shoulder while I was in bed. And he's like, what the fuck are you watching? Because these things just keep making this fucking noise. And I just... It's this kind of marketing works on me, like shit post marketing. It's a gacha game. I don't know. I think it's Korean, I guess. Yeah, it's a South Korean gacha game. And it's basically like a not particularly like unusual. It's an auto battler gacha game, but the unusual thing about it, I guess, is that the game is basically like it's completely like the characters are all, they look like that fucking crawling thing, and they are all just basically shit posting of like actual gacha game characters, or like VTubers or something like that, parodies of like these kind of popular characters. They're all like insanely smug bitches, the characters, and like super unlikable, but because they're so cute and dumb looking, it's actually kind of endearing. And they have these fucking huge cheeks, and you can pull on the cheeks at any point in the game. When there's a cutscene happening, you can literally interrupt everything and pull on one of the cheeks of the characters, and they start whining while the story goes on. It's such a fucking weird game, and it's a great game. It's a great game. All the characters are basically just Lalafell. That's what makes it so good, is that instead of having these edgy waifus and whatever, it just has nothing but Lalafell in the entire game. And every single character is just like a really fucking annoying brat, which is exactly the kind of character that I like. So yeah, I guess I'm enjoying a gacha game now. Not so much for the gameplay elements. I've been doing nothing but auto battle throughout the entire game. I'm just letting it do its own thing. I'm just having fun pulling gachas of characters that actually interest me, I guess, because they're so funny looking. There's this one bitch who rides a fucking Segway, and I really want her. So I'm hoping that I can get her sometime in the near future. the character designs are so fucking cute. Let me show you. Because there's this wiki that has their like character art. Like, look at this fucking thing. How would anyone say that this thing is not cute? She's sitting on this fucking big ass frog that is fucking adorable, and she has this whatever thing on her hand, and there's a bunch of different cute skins, and I guess now she has a shower. Now she's a queen or something, and I guess now she's going on an isekai adventure. And look at this thing on her head. This entire game is just fucking super cute. So yeah, the characters are fucking adorable. Let me find you the fucking thing that I want. Her name is like Chopin or something like that. I think. What type is she? The characters. Oh yeah, there we go. The characters are like, the types are their personalities. The personalities are like innocent, mad, vivacious, depressed, and something else. But the fact that one of the fucking Pokemon types of the game is depressed was so fucking, like, there's like, it's just nothing but shit. Look at this fucking bitch. She's just riding on a Segway. What a great game. I haven't spent any money on it, and I don't think I will, because it's an Asian gacha game, so everything is insanely expensive. But it's great just to play as a free game, because it looks so dorky that I don't take it super seriously. So I don't have to feel like I'm always optimizing my meta and whatever. So I can get this girl and have her in my team, and I can feel okay about it, because it's not really a competitive game. It's just like a make the characters sort of drive over some enemies, and that's it. Give them some crayons so they can draw on the floor or ground. Super funny. I've had a great time with it. The story is like nonsense as well. All the characters are nonsense. There's the frog girl that I just showed you. She calls one of the like really slutty ones. There's like this one, Celine, who is like obviously like she's like a succubus or something like that. She's like a thirst bait. And since the frog girl is riding on the frog, this one is riding on, so the frog girl calls her friend riding friend, because the frog is friends with everyone. So this is the friend who rides other friends. It's just so shamelessly like offensive all the time that like I don't fucking know. It's exactly like in my kind of wheelbarrow with its sense of humor. And the fact that you can pull on their cheeks at all that I don't think I can. No, I can't pull it on the GIF animation. The art style is very cute. I love it. It's super nice. All the characters are so fucking dorky looking. Like, look at this idiot. What is this? I guess now she's getting married. Now she's a cheerleader. Now she's going on an adventure, and she's a bow girl. It's just a lot of fun. So I've been having a great time with it. And we're listening to the OST as well, which is very sort of like upbeat and jolly. So yeah, the fuck, very cute. I have had a great time with it, and also just having it in my pocket, the girls defeating the enemies to collect me gacha tickets so that I can one day get the funny Segway girl. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, the Cho.io thing was a new discovery that I did in Japan, which was great. I'm hoping that it will get some funny merchandise for it at some point in the future. The Lalafell gacha game, or funny cheat game, as it was titled. But yeah, I played that toward the latter half of the trip. But as Bear mentioned, one of the later nights of the trip, we were sitting in the living room and just talking about whatever, and the doorbell rings, and I'm like, okay. I go over to the doorbell, and there's a guy there who I think is trying to sell us like a TV subscription thing. There's like some Japanese company that is famous for very predatory and aggressive marketing for TV subscriptions of some kind. And I think this is a salesman for that. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but we don't actually even live here. So, and he's like, okay, so what is the situation? I'm like, I explain that this is an Airbnb house, and we're just like here as visitors, we're like tourists, and the actual owner of the house isn't present. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess there's nothing I can do then. And he just turns around and fucks off. And I'm like, what would this conversation have been if not for the fact that I can speak some Japanese? Would it be so fucking weird? They would have subscribed to some fucking stupid TV service or something. Interesting. We also had American dogs. Like sausage with whatchamacallit around it, and they were pretty good. But even better were big dogs. This is American dog. Big dogs were just a sausage on a stick. What a great invention the Japanese have created once again. Big dog. Yeah. Maybe you should answer the door sometime. But yeah, I found a bunch of other books, stuff. I even found an Iono figure. I also got a plush toy, Kezu, from Monster Hunter. It looks like this. This is like a one-to-one representation of it. It literally looks just like this. And everyone hates it, except for me. I love it. It's great. But Arcade and everyone else thinks it's offensive because it looks like a fucking Onahole with teeth on it. But I think it's adorable and I love it despite its weird shape. So yeah, fuck everyone who thinks otherwise. I also got a Screamtail plush toy, which is an ancient Jigglypuff, because I like Jigglypuff. So, that was also nice. During my trip, also the Mae-mae TCG holo cards arrived. So all of those are now here, which is great. And the day after I got home, which is today, my books arrived. Threesome Therapy, and it's in immaculate print. Super nice looking. So yeah, look forward to it. And it's also pretty well drawn, if I say so myself. And yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. While I was in a book off, I was like, oh, there's a figure of Puniru from Puniru is a cute slime. It was like this. very ubu kawaii. And I was like, yes, likes Puniru. So I might get it as a gift for him for when I come home. And I look at the box, and the price is 250 yen. If you find something nice, Japan can be fucking insanely cheap. 250 yen is like €1. So it's like €1.50. A little bit less than 2. It's fucking crazy. It's like a high quality figure. It's like a probably like was originally sold as like a 30, 40, 50 euro figure. But I guess it wasn't super popular, so it was in a book off for 250 yen. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I saw a vending machine with Kasane Teto, who is apparently a fucking Vocaloid. Who Amico, I think, likes something like that. So I got one. The gacha machine cost more than Puniru did, which is fucking nonsense considering how much higher quality the Puniru is. But, you know. Yeah. So got a bunch of things. No other souvenirs though. Every other souvenir was for me. I also got, so I sent a bunch of Pokemon cards to the States with Arcade to get graded. So I got them back. So now my stack of slabs is doubled in size, which is nice. I marveled at my slabs for a long time over the trip, which was cool. And overall, it was very nice. We went to Yoyogi Park as well, took some nice photos. You might be able to see some of them in the vacation pictures. Had a nice long walk there. We went to the shrine. I taught Arcade and Buono the temple etiquette on how to behave when you're in, like, I guess, sacred ground or something. And we had a good time looking around at big trees. Arcade got cursed because he took too many photos. So his umbrella kept falling off of his hand. The local gods were messing with him for being a fucking gaijin. No, but there was a box, but I'm not bringing that shit with me, so I fucking destroyed it. So you're gonna get it in like a cum-encrusted plastic bag. So yeah, look forward to it, I guess. But yeah, so when I arrived in Japan, so I had 2 suitcases. And one of the suitcases was supposed to be empty, but when I arrived in Japan, there was a big-ass pillow and like a blanket inside of it. And I was like, oh no. Am I, like, being used as a drug mule in some fucking Yakuza drug thing? I didn't put these here. What the fuck is going on? So I was kind of afraid of even picking them out of the box. And eventually I did. And Arcade found a tag on one of them. It says Tokumanni. I was like, motherfucker. So my sister has been using the suitcase as a let's just store random shit in here kind of box. Which is like, what? Why? And there was a pillow and a blanket in there. And I was like, okay, cool. So I had less space in my luggage for my own trash. But luckily I managed to use the drug money pillow and blanket as a thing for my things. So the hello. So the Nendroids and whatever that were in that box that had the drug money pillow were fine. So no complaints, I guess, on that end. I actually had a dream that there was like a lot of money in one of the fucking pillowcases, and I was thinking that what is the best way to launder this so that the Yakuza can't track me down? Like, what is the best way I can smuggle this money, the drug money that is in these pillows? And I was like, my first thought, Pokemon cards. How are they gonna track these Pokemon cards? There's no way. I will buy Pokemon cards with this drug money and return to Finland, and they will be none the wiser. Sadly, the pillows turned out to be just ordinary pillows and blankets. So no drug money for Mae-mae. Probably for the best, to be honest. So yeah. But I managed to buy some Pokemon cards still, so I guess that's as of other things, Arcade went to see the big Gundam. I didn't. I've never watched Gundam, so I don't really give a shit. Arcade has also never watched Gundam, but big robot go boom boom and neuron activation immediately. So he went there, watched he actually got there when so the robot is supposed to like transform. But all it really does is that like the breastplating changes position slightly. And it's like head that has like 2 horns now only has 1 horn, which is, you know, not all that impressive. We also went on a date with Arcade to whatchamacallit, Sunshine City, which is a shopping mall in Ikebukuro, and there is an aquarium on the top floor of it, and there were pelicans, which is kind of funny. We saw them just sort of sitting here, and apparently this one is very funny because Yersu's friend group has apparently turned it into a meme. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, people were complaining that I wasn't really taking a whole lot of photos. But I don't take photos. I don't really think there's any value to taking photos. They're just kind of pointless. Because, like, fuck. Also, hello. I'm sorry the Twitch comments aren't working right now. I can't see them because I have a multi-stream login and I haven't updated OBS in a little bit, so it's not working. So bear with me. It's gonna work tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, Tomodachi Life. We're gonna play some Tomodachi Life tomorrow on stream, if I have the energy for it. I've been craving to do that. But yeah, we also had, so you can see here, when you eat like ramen or noodles in general in Japan, the fucking portion sizes are crazy. This is from Arcade's perspective. You can see the fucking Squirtle shirt here. So yeah, they were like a challenge to eat. Needless to say, after we had that, we didn't really eat noodles again. Because fucking hell, it was crazy. A lot of good, cool things that we found all over the place. And yeah, because of all the fucking cringe that Char and Bear induced upon me, And yeah, go ahead, and the lurking is totally fine. Because of all the cringe, I was like, so my birthday is coming up pretty soon. It's in like a couple of weeks, to the 24th. And as an like excuse to call it a birthday present instead of cringe tax, Bear and Char got me like cringe tax presents for the for basically sort of breaking that promise of not being fucking immensely cringe. So they paid me cringe tax. Char got me an Android. Bear got me a funny Toho figure. And people are saying now that I have to stream Toho. Which I guess we could stream Toho at some point. Why not? I don't think it's particularly interesting to stream. Because it doesn't, like, it's just a bullet hell of things happening. But we can give it a go. Why not? It's not like I stream anything interesting in the first place in general. Except for horror games. But yeah, cringe taxes were paid. Bear, I guess, thought that I wouldn't fucking expose his cringe in public like this. If he pays for his cringe taxes, but that's not how it works. You can't pay for reality to change. You can only pay to appease Mae-mae, so that she will go a little bit easier on you. But yeah. Why the fuck do you have all the Toho games as a zip file? What? Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, cringe taxes were paid. I got a bunch of Nandroids. I got a bunch of little figures, cool, cute things, manga, doujins, Pokemon cards, just a lot of fun things. And I was able to actually forget work for once. Fucking playing the funny Choayo game and just having a good time. Kuono and Arcade were very well behaved. I didn't have to be ashamed of Kuono like a single time. And I only had to be ashamed of Arcade like this one time, where he was trying to do a gachapon machine for the first time, which is the ones with the like Pokeballs inside of them, the capsule automat, whatever things. And Arcade was unaware that 1 coin is not enough to pay for the thing. Usually it's like 300 yen or 500 yen to roll. And he's just sitting here. He put one 100 yen coin in. And he's just again and again and again rolling the thing. With like a vacant expression on his face. And just rolling it again and again and again while everyone around is just staring at him. And I walked over and I was like, oh, you have to put 300 yen in. And then he put 300 yen in, and what a surprise, it worked. Kuono told me, you are a fucking grown man. You can do things even if Kuono tells you to do something. That doesn't mean you have to do. Fuck. You can also use your own brain capacity to make decisions in life. Just because Kuono whispers some evil things into your ears, just put like a little Kuono here to act like the devil whispering into Arcade's ears. There we go. He's whispering evils into Arcade's ear. And then just IQ just goes down. There we go. So yeah. So all in all, pretty good. How many times have I drawn this fucking bear blob doing this fucking stupid face? So yeah, there was that one time, and also the fucking Akibaharas and other fucking moronic pronunciations of things. And yeah, all in all, good time though. We went around, had a lot of different kinds of foods. My personal favorite outside of Japanese curry, rice with meat on top. That's the good shit. Rice with meat on top. Delicious. Like gyudon and stuff like that. Very good. There were a lot of rainy days, but it wasn't that bad. All in all, the weather was very lenient and it was warm. It's like 28 Celsius, I think, was the hottest day, and it was kind of rough. Also, it was tree cum season. All the trees were horny as fuck. So there was tree cum everywhere, and Guono got like some kind of tree cum flu because all the cum was in his nose. And later on, I caught it too, and I was kind of bedridden for like maybe 2 days. It wasn't super bad, but I did take one day where I was just basically in bed for the whole day and didn't really do anything because my nose was leaky, and I'm still a little bit coffee. There's still some cum in my nose, I guess. So yeah, not cool. You could like the pollen was so dense that you could like smell it in the air. There was also one bush that had an early bird cicada in it, and you could tell because it was like super fucking loud, screaming inside of the one bush. So there was a fucking promotional Domino's super ultra cheese pizza that we can see in the general chat. Let me go all the way. Let me go all the way to show. Oh no, people said no. Discord is working just fine. I don't know what they were saying. Discord is I saw someone post. I think it was Mightis who posted Domino's ad that there is a temporary time offer for an ultra cheese pizza, and it's a pizza with almost a kilo of cheese. And I was like, holy shit, I have to test this out. It has to be really good. So one night, this was like the second night, I was a little bit ill, and I didn't really want to do anything other than go get ultra cheese pizza. And the pictures in the ads were very promising. They looked very cheesy. Let me get you a photo. This one. This is what it was apparently supposed to look like. Very cheesy. And this was the reality of it. It was basically, there was no sauce whatsoever. It was just the bread and a thin layer of cheese on top. Maybe like 2 millimeters or so. So shit was not ultra cheese. Shit was not ultra cheese at all. I am 100% certain that I ordered it correctly though, because I said ultra cheese, and the receipt also said ultra cheese. So I did order the ultra cheese, but it was fucking garbage. Don't buy ultra cheese pizza. It's trash. It's not good. Domino's sucks. No matter where you go, Domino's just keeps sucking ass. It was just bread and cheese. But yeah, ultra cheese my ass. I've had pizza in Finland with like 3 times or 4 times, if not 5 times more cheese on it. So yeah, do not invest. Anyway, on the day we had to leave, so Kuono and I had an early flight. And to put it very light, 7:50 was when our plane was supposed to leave. 7:50 means that you have to, like, preferably you would, when you're going on international flights, because you can never really know how congested the place is or whatever. So 3 hours in advance. So like we would need to be at the airport at least at 5. And we had like an hour trip to get there. So we would have to leave at the latest at 4. So we had to wake up at like 3:30 or so. Not a good time, because I was usually going to bed at around 1. Arcade had already packed his anti-snoring. So he had like some kind of fucking, I don't fucking know, like a harmonica or something like that he sticks into his mouth so that he doesn't snore. He had already packed it. So I got like maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours of sleep because man was choking on his tongue again. And after that, we, at like 4 a.m., a little bit earlier than 4 a.m., we started going, dragging the suitcases in the night. And we got to the airport, and Kuono and I were efficient. We did the check-in early on our phones. Great. We go to the airport, we go to the line, and when we're at like an attendant comes over and I'm like, oh, we did this on our phones, and I show her, and she's like, oh no, you can't do that, no, it was worse. She was like, okay, then go into this line, and I'm like, okay, cool. We go into this line and we wait in that line for a while, and then another attendant comes by and she's like, okay, what is your situation? I'm like, we have this check-in that we did like this, and she's like, okay, cool, go out of the line and check in again. Because digital check-in is completely fucking pointless and it makes no difference whatsoever. I'm like, okay, cool. So we had to do check-in all over again at the fucking stupid machines that are at the airport. Fucking JAL Haneda Airport can suck my dick. A super fucking garbage system. So we go do the fucking check-in again, go into the lines, we go through finally. We get our shit together. Didn't have hand luggage chan this time, but I had a fucking Jigglypuff stowed in my clothes. So I had like this fucking huge clothes lump, and there's just a Jigglypuff inside of it, innocently hiding. Behind all the clothes and whatever. And I smuggled it on the plane, and it was fine. And then it was another 13 hours and a half of sitting in the plane. I watched some stupid ass movies. Anaconda, Fantastic Four episode first. I slept through, well, I didn't sleep, but I sort of had my eyes closed for most of the movie, and I don't fucking remember anything about it except for the end. Superman 2025 edition, absolute fucking garbage. What a stupid ass movie. He had like a fucking super dog or some stupid crap like that. It was so fucking trash. SpongeBob 3D movie, and other shit. Then we arrived in Finland with Kuono and got our stuff. Took a while. You know, as soon as we got to Finland, we realized that things aren't exactly as efficient as they are in Japan, because people aren't really that sort of focused on that kind of stuff in here. So it took a while for us to get our bags. Because I didn't buy anything in Japan, I had nothing to declare, as usual. I don't really like to buy things in Japan. So yeah, nothing to declare. So we just went home. And the entire fucking night, the Superman movie is really good because it's actually accurate to how Superman is. No, it's fucking not. Or Superman is just a fucking shit character. It was fucking trash. It wasn't a good movie at all. And you probably haven't even seen it. Anyway, I went home and I was gonna like side-eyeing every fucking spurgu on the way, just in case they were jealous of my Jigglypuff. Because I had my Jigglypuff plushie on my suitcase, and they were staring at it all jealously, thinking about stealing it. But luckily, I made it home, and I had my Jigglypuff plushie with me. Now there's a pile of manga and Nendroids and whatever over there that I need to put in my bookshelf, which I'm gonna do tomorrow, because I don't really feel like doing it today. So yeah. Overall, good trip. Good trip. It's been a little bit since I've been this relaxed the last time. Even though I walked like 10 kilometers every day. And we were very active over the trip. I was distracted. I wasn't really given a whole lot of time to think about work, because I had to think about all the fucking Iono porn that I was gonna buy. So yeah, all in all, feeling pretty good. I'm still sort of shifting around because of the plane moving around. But yeah, no complaints. No complaints. I wish I had more money with me. The issue is that during the early half of the year, I just don't have a lot of money because the convention season is in summer. And after that, I have a lot of money. But the early part of the year, I usually buy things that I sell at the summer convention season. So yeah. But all in all, very successful trip. No complaints outside of I didn't find Kanna, and all the Pokemon cards that I wanted were way too expensive, so fuck everyone who sells them for that price. But yeah. Generally speaking, good time. Only had to cringe multiple times. But I feel like that somehow seems to be... Like, I can totally see why Japan wants to impose a tourist tax. Because tourists are fucking annoying. Like, holy shit. Tourists are so fucking annoying. And, like, when you're perceived as one of them, it's so much worse. Fuck. So yeah. Interesting things were learned. Interesting porn was purchased. Interesting managers were purchased. There were a couple books that I wanted that I couldn't find because in Japan, 6 months old manga is like fucking last season and you can't find it anywhere. So yeah, pretty fun. And maybe I'll show off some of the manga things that I got at some point if someone's interested. I don't know if anyone is like actually interested. So only if someone's like actually fucking interested, I can show off some of the manga that I got. But I probably won't. I'll just put them in my bookshelf and marvel them myself, and feel good about helping or getting a little bit of money over to the actual authors of the series, which is good. But now it's 11, almost midnight, and I'm feeling dizzy. The world is spinning a little bit. So I think I'm gonna start heading to bed, and I'll chill out. Might have a stream either Saturday or maybe Sunday, kind of depending on my feeling. Either way, it's gonna be Tomodachi Life, the new one. We're gonna have some fun with it, making some new characters, which is probably gonna be most of the streams, because I usually take like an hour or two making a single character. It's a little bit slow. So yeah. Anyway, Japan, pretty cool. Next time, I want to go somewhere other than Tokyo, though. So yeah. I was actually impressed with how well I was able to converse in Japanese myself. I haven't really studied Japanese at all since the last two, or before the last two trips, unusually an unusual amount, but I was able to handle myself in surprisingly complicated conversations. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I got some Nihongo Jozus, which I didn't get at all last trip, but this time got some Nihongo Jozus. The only time I got stuck was when I was at Animate, and because I guess I replied in a too Japanese manner. The guy asked me, do you want it tax-free in Japanese, without using the word tax-free, but the Japanese equivalent of it, which was something fucking crazy. And I didn't pick that up, so I was like, nani the fuck? And he was like, tax-free. And I was, oh, no, I'm okay. But yeah, someday I hope to join on the trip as well. Yeah. Imagine if you had a way to make money by, like, I don't know, finishing your fucking work. You have until the end of this month. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed to play my funny cheek game. To pull the cheeks of the cheeky girls. And it's not the ass cheeks, but the cheeks. Which makes it a lot funnier. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys again. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. But yeah, in terms of real life meetings, I will be available at Comic-Con. Like next weekend, actually. Comic-Con is next weekend, so I'll be available then. If you live in the Helsinki area, come check me out. Buy my shit. New trading cards probably won't be released then yet, but if they will, you can come pick them up already. People who can't make it to Desukon can also purchase threesome therapy in advance if you want to. Just let me know if you can't come to Desukon, or just don't live around that area and ask me to sell you products under the table, and we can consider it. And yeah, um, and then after that, it's gonna be DesuCon, Summer Desu. I'm gonna be there, so come and see me, whatever. I have a funny panel about. It's like a test about seeing how deep in the rabbit hole you are, and yeah. So come say hi, and I hope it wasn't until it wasn't the fucking last time I Japan. But anyway, I will see you guys again in the near future. Now I'm gonna go relax, take it easy. Replies on Discord might be a little bit slow because I'm pretty tired, feeling a little bit dizzy. Jet lag do be jet laggy. Anyway, bye.